Hi, this is Christine. This is going to be the bridge part 5. And Tony uploaded a video today. It's called Figment of the Imagination. And I will put a link to his video in the description box below, as well as a link to Anna's channel, because I was talking about her videos in a previous video. So if you're curious, I think most of the people who are listening to this video already know about Anna, but if not, I'll put a link to her channel as well in the description box below. He was talking about figment of the imagination. The fig is the fig leaves. When Adam and Eve fell, they ate. There's two trees in the garden. There's a tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and when they fell, it divided into good and evil, judgment, and they put fig leaves. They covered themselves because they realized they were naked. They had lost their light, their clothing of light that God had given them. They lost God's light, put out their flame. The reason it's a figment of imagination is, according to Tony, it's because it's not real. And it's true, guys, and that's how you find your way out. Okay? The fig leaves are there to cover you after you've fallen, and you fell, or you're fallen after you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And when you eat of it, that's when you enter into judgment and the two sides. Now you know what's good and now you know what's bad. And that's why you judge. And you'll look at one person and say, you're bad, and you'll look at another person and say, you're good. But it's judgment. We're not supposed to be in judgment. Okay, and when you step out of it, when you take your fig leaves off, and you're out of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and you enter back into the tree of life, there's no judgment. There's only love. You don't see bad anymore. You can see it because it's right in front of you. It's on the news every night, but you don't see it. You see the good in things and the possibilities of people and of things. You see potential. You don't look at things anymore with a dark lens. You see things in a beautiful light, and you realize that everything that's happening is exactly happening according to God's plan. He knows what He's doing. He's got to do some certain things in order to get people and situations turned around. And when you realize that from the overall bigger picture, then it's not so scary. The figment of the imagination, well, first of all, ment, M-E-N-T. When Tony was talking about that, I was hearing mint, M-I-N-T, like the herb, like spearmint or peppermint. And mint is an herb, and I know Revelation talks about the leaves are for the healing of the nations. It's a green herb. And I'm not sure if it's got 5 points on it, but the 5-pointed star is Esther from the Bible, the Queen. And Esther is Venus, and Venus is love, so it's God's love. The fig, is going to mint which is the herb. It's going to heal the nations. God's love will heal the nations. That's what came to me. The reason it's an imagination, which is not real, guys. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is not real. You get trapped in it, you get stuck in it, and then you don't know how to get out. It's like being stuck in a nightmare, and you're not able to wake up out of it. But it's not real, guys. It's a dream. Real life is when you step into the kingdom of heaven, when you wake up. That's why it's called an awakening. You wake up into life when you step out of the grave, when you get resurrected. And until you're awake, you're still asleep. And the dream world is not real. Some people are living their lives that they're stuck in the dream world is actually a nightmare for them. It's an imagination. It's not real, guys. The life that you're living in religion or in the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is not real. It's a figment of your imagination. And you only wake up when you step into the 8th day, when you come to the knowledge that that stuff's not real. You fell into it. It's like falling into a deep sleep, Sleeping Beauty or whatever. You fall into a deep sleep, you can't be woken up. The reason you can't be woken up is because people can talk to you, but you don't hear them. You don't have ears to hear or eyes to see. It's like when you're sleeping, somebody can walk in the room, and if you're really zonked out, you're not going to hear them. And that's why when people are dead and asleep in the knowledge of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, when you're dead and asleep in it, people can talk to you spiritually of the kingdom of heaven, and you will not hear it. You won't understand it. You won't comprehend it. You're going to call them names, say that there's a new age movement, whatever you want to call it. But you're going to ridicule them because you're asleep. You're not awake yet. You can't hear them. For you, it's not a reality because you're still in a dream world, in a dream state. You're still stuck in your imagination. It's not reality. You want to come out of the book, guys. And that's also what Tony was talking about. If what I got out of it, when you step out of the book, it's like Pinocchio. Okay? He was made out of wood. Or it's any kind of fairy tale story. It's not real. It's in a book. It's on the pages of a book. Somebody illustrated it. Somebody drew the pictures. Somebody wrote the words and put a book cover on it. It's a book. It's not real. It's just a story. That's what the Bible is, guys. It's a story for you to learn from. You don't want to get stuck in the pages. You want to be like Pinocchio, who at the end becomes a real boy. He steps off the pages and enters into real life. You're no longer on the pages of a book, the leaves of the tree. Okay, you're not trapped in the tree anymore. The leaves of the tree are green leaves on a tree, but leaves are also pages in a book. You're stuck in the book, guys, in the Bible. You're stuck in the tree. The leaves of the tree are the leaves of the pages of the book. Come out of the book, guys. This is how you enter into life. You have to fulfill the book. You don't dump it, you fulfill it. You walk through it from beginning to middle to end. Just like Jesus, he walked through it and then he said, "It is finished." And then he died, he gave up the ghost. The ghost is the oppressor. The one who tells you what you can and can't do, that you're stuck in a box. That's the oppressor, okay? You can call him Satan, whatever. He's the prince. He's John the Baptist. He puts you under the thumb because you're wild. You know, you got the serpent venom running through you because it bit you in the foot and the heel. But when you die, when you give up the ghost, and you want to give up the ghost is not real. A ghost is not real, guys. Think about it from Halloween. He's not real. If you were to put your hands through a ghost, it would be nothing but air. It's an imagination. It's a figment of your imagination again. It's not real, guys. You give up the ghost. You die. And then you resurrect and you enter into life. Just like Jesus did. You got to fulfill the book. You got to be able to say it is finished in your own life. And as long as you're holding and clinging to the book, it is not finished in your life. You're trapped in that tree. And you know what? The tree is what Jesus was hung on. You don't want to be hung. You don't want to be tied, strapped, or stuck in the tree on some branches. You want to come loose and walk around on the earth freely. Because when you're stuck in a tree, you don't have anywhere to go. You're just hanging, dangling in the tree. You're in limbo, hanging on the tree. You don't have anywhere to go. You can't walk anywhere. You can't go anywhere because you're stuck. You limit yourself. I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to go there. I'm not allowed to do this or that. You limit yourself, guys, because you're stuck in the tree, hanging off of a branch. Just like Jesus was stuck on a tree on the cross. He was hung there, but he came down when he gave up the ghost, and then he was resurrected, and then he was able to walk around on the earth again. And the apostles saw him. That's what you want to do. You want to come out of the tree, come off of the tree, guys. The tree is the tree of the knowledge of the book of good and evil. It's the Bible. You want to come out of it, guys. Fulfill it, complete it. Give up the ghost. Not the Holy Spirit, okay? It's not the same thing. The ghost is the figment of your imagination. The Holy Spirit is the real thing. The Holy Spirit is your breath of life that's inside of you. That's the real thing. The ghost is Halloween. It's not real. It's the oppressor who's telling you what you can and can't do. You must stay in this tree. You must stay in religion. You must stay doing such and such. You're not allowed to be free to be yourself. You're not allowed to walk around and roam freely in the garden. You got to stay stuck here hanging on this tree branch with nowhere to go, and your life's in limbo and you're miserable because you want to enjoy life but you don't know how to get off this tree. That's where a lot of people are stuck, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm going to continue to help everybody in whatever way I can. Whenever God impresses me. I can't even say the word Lord too much anymore because I know it originates from Baal, and the Lord is the one who oppresses you. It's the prince. You call him Jesus or just call him God. But I even have trouble saying the word Lord anymore because it's not him. It's the oppressor, and you don't want to attribute God, who is love, and make him out to be this oppressive dictator type person who's going to burn you in hell if you don't do what you're told to do. That is ridiculous, guys. That is the imagination, okay? That is what's not real. As long as you stay in that state, you're not going to find your way out. God will send people to you, and He's with you through the journey, but you have to be open to hearing Him. You got to be willing to hear Him and listen to Him. Be willing to be taught by Him. If you're going to be stubborn and obstinate and not listen, then you're just going to stay in the wilderness running around in circles for 40 years, like the Israelites did of old. And you don't want to do that, guys. You want to come out of the imagination, come out of the dream, come out of the nightmare. Wake up. Step into life. Step into the 8th day. Step into the white hole. Step into the kingdom of heaven. And you do it by coming out of the book. Coming out of the tree. Getting cut loose from the branches. It's like hangman. You're just hanging there in limbo while the whole world is continuing on, and you're stuck in a time warp. It's not real, guys. Heaven is real. The book, the tree, is not real. It's there to teach you. You fulfill it and you move out of it. You move on. You don't stay stuck in it. I hope you guys can see that. Pray over it. Know that we're here for you. Go to Anna's channel. Look at some of her videos. The most recent one, she did a video on her book, Resurrection Now. If you go back 23 videos prior to that Resurrection Now video, that's her last video that she did about her book called Resurrection Now. Go back 23 videos and start at that video and then work your way up to the present day video. That is the door and the way out. That is the way out, guys. Watch those videos in sequence. It's the last 23 videos based on that Resurrection Now video when she announced that her book is out. And if you're able to, get a copy of her book, because that's her whole walk. She wrote that book explaining her whole journey, her whole walk from beginning to end. So we're here to help you, okay? There's Anna, there's me, and I know there's got to be others. Or we're trying to find you guys. And hopefully you can make yourselves known on Anna's videos. Because I know there's got to be others in the world. I just don't know who they are or where they are. But God's going to bring all of us together, okay? Hang in there. Keep going. Stay on your journey. Finish the job. Be able to say it is finished. Just like Jesus finished it. You got to finish the job, guys. Because you're not going to get out with incomplete work. And know that Jesus is with you. And that you got fellow brethren out here who love you and care about you. And will try to be a bridge for you guys. Know that everybody's journey and walk is going to be different. My journey is different from yours, from the next person's, from the next person's. We're all going to end up at the same place, which is the 8th day in the kingdom of heaven. But the road that we take to get there will be unique and individual. But we're all here to help each other, and we'll all support each other and help to get each other there. So take care, and God bless, and we'll talk again soon. Okay, bye guys.